So I'll start off with a kind of a funny story. When my wife was just a teenager, she grew up in a house with 3 teens, and their responsibility was to wash the dishes after every meal. And what they would frequently do as they were washing dishes, they would beg their dad, "Can we please just buy a dishwasher? Save ourselves a lot of trouble." And his response to that, which he always got a chuckle out of and got groans from them, some of you might be able to guess what it is, he would say, "Why would I need to buy a dishwasher when I already have 3? So, of course, we recognize that as being an obvious joke and evading the question, because we know that when a child in the 90s is asking for a dishwasher, they're not talking about a person washing dishes. They're probably talking about one of these, a machine that washes dishes. Because, of course, a dishwasher is a machine. But I want you to think about what other things in your life might be that way. So what comes to mind immediately when you think of the word burger flipper, the term burger flipper? Do you imagine a man who stands at a grill flipping burgers, or do you imagine one of these? A machine that flips burgers. This is actually Flippy, the burger flipping machine, and this is Flippy's Kitchen. So Flippy's Kitchen, if I were able to show that little clip there is actually a video of Flippy doing the burgers, but I can't do it with just the clicker, so we'll move on. But you can imagine, you can look it up yourself if you like. So what other things? What about calculator? When you hear calculator, you might think of one of these. A physical calculator. Some of you might think of an app on your phone as a calculator. Probably very few of you, the first thing that comes to your mind is one of these guys. So a calculator that used to be an actual real job before it became an app on your phone. In addition to the computer, we probably imagine one of these. Probably are not thinking about a person who computes, a person holding a job, but that's another one. That was a real job. Well, if you need an alarm, you probably do what I do, set an alarm on your phone. I'll bet none of you hired one of these guys, the knocker-upper. So the knocker-upper does just what he sounds like to some of you. He doesn't do what he sounds like to the rest of you. What the knocker-upper does, he knocks on the windows and wakes you up in the morning. So again, that's a job replaced by technology, that jobs overall are being automated. But what I want you to think about is that while jobs are being automated, other jobs are being created. It's going to happen at the same time. I want you to think about what kinds of jobs are being automated versus what kinds of jobs are becoming more and more significant and more likely to be held by the next generation. So I made these 2 columns here, the 4 computers and 4 humans. So think if a job is repetitive, that's a perfect job for a computer. If it's boring, mindless, again, another really good computer type jobs. If it's a dangerous job, things like logging, there's more and more, we got machines that do that because we don't want to put humans in the line of danger. If it's physically taxing jobs, back-breaking kind of work, or consistent expectations. If you always know, every time I put in A, I always want to get Z at the end. If it's always that same pipeline, that's a perfect kind of job to automate. On the flip side, the jobs for humans, jobs that involve a lot of problem solving, where the problem is different each time, the caregiving jobs. People want to know that there's someone on the other end caring for them. It's not the same if you have a machine that tells you I love you, right? It's not at all the same, or tucks you in at night. Nuanced kind of creative jobs. There's an awful lot of music that can be created by machines, and some of you might not know the difference, but once you find out the difference, you care, and you go, I don't want to listen to that anymore. That machine created that? Granted, that's not everybody, but certainly a lot of people, they want to know that their creative stuff that they get excited about has a human on the other end of that. Jobs that involve continual learning, as well as jobs that involve changing expectations. So like if you know that one client is going to require totally different things from another client who's coming to you, then that's the kind of job that humans will be needed for many years into the future. And so I want to encourage you that kids should learn the skills that will remain in demand. For many parents, they say, oh, my kid is amazingly good at technology. They're so good. The way they just can turn on the video games and the way they can program the VCR and the way they can watch these YouTube videos, and they got a Facebook account and they can set up the Google Plus and they can just text all their friends and all those kinds of things. But I would say all of those fall into the same category, which is consumption. They're very good at consuming media. That is the majority of this next generation. They're great at consuming that stuff. What they usually do literally zero of is creation, where they're actually creating things on their own. And I would say that is a huge, huge difference. So in addition to self-study, it emphasizes creation instead of consumption and continual growth.